All right, everyone, it's time again. Welcome back down. My name is Ethan,
I'm Eddie.
and we are those nerds you know.
Hello.
Yay! Woo!
Ooh, I'm back again.
Yep, we got our man Eddy back.
Made it through the auditions.
Indeed. I decided to keep him.
Oh, man.
I fed him once and I couldn't get rid of him. So.
Yeah. It's just, and I had a whole bunch of friends come over after. It's like we populated the area. It's fine.
Yes. But this week, as the title states, we're going to be talking about The Punisher.
Oh, man.
The newest Marvel Netflix series. Oh, and I went into this. Every series that has come out thus far, ever since Daredevil season 2, I've just gone in with more and more caution.
Mm-hmm.
And like same with this.
Yeah.
Although I was pleasantly surprised with this, I'll say overall I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Same.
Same with you, yeah.
Good, not great, but
Yeah,
it falls under that
Yeah.
Marvel spectrum of TV shows.
I'd agree.
So.
I feel this is considerably better than Luke Cage and Iron Fist.
I'll agree with that, actually. That actually follows right into my
Yes.
enjoyments as well.
Yes, well over those two. I'd say I enjoyed the Defenders series for various reasons, and I had plenty of gripes with it. I'd say this is about on par with that for me.
Yeah. Same.
Just because like I don't have as many gripes with this as I did the Defenders, but I don't have as many wonderful things to say about it.
Right.
Either. It's like a lot of I really liked the character interactions in the Defenders, and I liked seeing a couple of the things that happened between the characters in it, and that was enough for me to watch it.
Not to mention that all of them were there. All of the other shows that we've watched.
Exactly.
We can't really pass up on it.
Mm-hmm. This though, I was just mentioning to you, if we weren't doing a review of it this week, I would not have watched it as quickly as I did.
Yeah, absolutely.
Me being like I would have started it as quickly as I did, but I would not have binged this thing.
Yeah.
Because it is heavy.
It is.
And it is like
it's kind of slow too. Like
yes,
it's pretty slow to start.
I mean,
off.
it's going to be because when I saw it was 13 episodes, I was like, of course, why I don't they should stop that first off.
Yeah.
But I knew they just have this habit of trying to stretch a story out for 13 hours. 13 hours. And I was like, how are they going to stretch? They can't possibly stretch this. Oh, they did.
They did. And
whoa.
And I've seen a lot of complaints about it. It's like, it's slow, but once it gets going, like true to most Marvel TV shows that have gone.
Yeah,
there's a good part and then there's a slow part, or vice versa.
Honestly,
or wherever.
With Iron Fist and Luke Cage, I didn't see the good parts. It was so gosh darn slow.
I really enjoyed the first half of Luke Cage. After that, it kind of it piddled into what's going on.
All of it was slow.
Iron Fist was.
All it was slow and weird. So this one is slow, but I like it better than Iron Fist and Luke Cage, basically because of the Punisher himself.
Yeah, and
because he doesn't sit around feeling sad for himself.
Yeah, absolutely.
He doesn't wonder whether or not he should be doing this.
He gets his stuff done.
He doesn't pretend he's not a hero.
He punishes.
Yes, he just goes out and punishes people, and I'm like, yes, finally, thank you. This is what I've been waiting for since. Because I mean, like when I looked, I've talked about this before with David. Was just like after watching Iron Fist and Luke Cage, I was like, man, was I wrong? Was Daredevil bad? And I went back and I watched it, and I was like, no, this is great. This is fine. And I think one of the core reasons that makes it so good and fun to watch, Daredevil and this series, The Punisher, is because the main character doesn't have any qualms about going out and doing what the main character does.
Right. There's no hesitation.
Precisely.
Really.
Like, Daredevil knew he could make a difference, and he went and beat the crap out of people.
And he did that.
And
very
he
much.
did it greatly. Yes, it was amazing. I can't wait for season 3. Oh,
yeah,
I'm so pumped.
Be good.
Oh, I'm so excited for that. And then, same with the Punisher. He just goes out and he shoots people up. He has no qualms about killing people.
Nope.
And he knows who he wants to kill, and he's going to do it.
He is.
It's great.
He says he's going to do it, and he goes and does it.
Yes.
Period. With a knife or gun or whatever weapon, or his hands.
Yes.
Which he's done on occasion in the show.
Oh, yeah. Man. Man. So yeah, that, by far the thing I like most about this is just the fact that the Punisher goes out and he punishes things.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
He does what he's supposed to do.
What should we do? Should we do things we dislike? I mean, we talked about how long it is already. Should we do things we dislike first? I'm fine with doing that.
Sure.
Well, like I said, binging it was tough because it's very, very gory.
Yeah.
And for me, that's...
You don't like the gore very much.
I am so squeamish. And there were moments in this show I was just like...
there are moments.
Oh.
Seen some intestines in some scenes.
Oh my gosh. Yes. No, don't let your kids watch this.
Yeah, don't.
You know? That's not good. It is.
It's about a guy that's lost his family.
Yeah, it's yes.
And that's very much shown in almost each episode.
There's plenty of trauma.
Time.
Yes. Plenty of blood, plenty of people getting shot in the head.
Like, that's pretty much all that's happened.
Yes.
It's headshots all over the place.
That, and then, like, all the little minor surgery that happens in this thing.
Oh, my God. Oh. They have a habit of doing that, too. They've gotten into the habit of doing this. Like, let's show a very detailed scene of removing a bullet, or, in this case, an arrowhead from the body. Or
draining fluid from a lung.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know why they started doing this. But like in each show, there's like detailed graphic removal scenes.
Everybody knows a surgeon, and the surgeon has to describe everything they're doing. And I'm like, stop it.
Yeah, it's pretty great, but
man.
And that's across all the shows. All the shows do that, not just the Punisher. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I'm like, why is this a thing? Accurate. And it's like, I don't mind gore, but like once you start sticking like apparatuses into wounds, then it's like, okay,
yeah,
please stop.
Like, I mean, it wasn't like
or like obvious stitching wounds, like stitching up the wounds and stuff. Stop.
Luke Cage wasn't that bad because he only got something stabbed in him once.
Yeah. He did have to go through his eye at one point, but that was in Daredevil.
What's
that? That's Jessica Jones. Yeah.
Which I have not watched. Don't ask me.
No, he they have to go through his eye at one point.
Yeah, like,
because needle into the eye.
She shoots him with a shotgun, right? Point blank in the face or something like that.
Yeah, something. I don't know. It's been so long.
I've seen 3 of the episodes of that show. But that's another show.
They couldn't get the needle into his skin.
That show's so heavy though, like. Jessica Jones, emotionally, like at the end of it, I was just so sad, and I was like, I don't.
Funnily enough, that's my top.
I don't want to feel.
Top
I'm sure.
No, I love Jessica.
Plenty of people say that. A lot of people say that that's the best series that they've made, and I just personally disagree. I think Daredevil 1 has been the best thus far.
Daredevil's my second under Jessica Jones. I love Jessica.
Like as he would be. Oh, Iron Fist is my favorite.
Iron Fist, my number 1. Please say that with a straight face.
Gosh, that shit was bad.
It's really bad.
I'm so glad he got punched in the Defenders. See, like
collect yourself.
As we're talking about the Netflix Marvel series, one of the things that I have to talk about that I don't like that I have to talk about is the fact that they aren't acknowledging anything in the MCU, the greater MCU outside of it.
Yeah,
and that's just weird to me.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
It's just so strange.
And that's one of the things. Like, Punisher didn't feel like it was part of the Marvel universe. It was just like, here's the Punisher.
Very little of this has felt like it's like the biggest hints we get at it is from the first episode of Daredevil, when they talk about how the reason their rent is low is because of the attack on New York. Right. That's why they got the sweep office that they get. Yeah, and then the guy mentions a big green guy and then the guy with a hammer, and like that's like close as we get. Yeah, that's as much as we get, and I'm just like, and a part of me understands it because it would definitely be difficult to keep all of your ducks in a row between the big Marvel universe, this series, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and more stuff now, the Inhumans, and
I gotta watch that too.
All kinds of stuff.
It's pretty good.
Don't have to watch that.
Oh wait, not Inhumans. I mean Runaways. The Runaways. I've heard the Runaways is pretty good.
Yes, I've heard that is good.
I've heard Inhumans is horrible.
Yes, that's what I hear as well. So I'm just gonna be like, meh. Disney, get your hands in all of these things, please. Yeah, it's
as much as your movies. Come on.
Yeah. So but yeah, and I wish that, so there was like no reference to the MCU in this one at all, and I just wish they would, because I would love for some of these characters to have a conversation with some of the actual heroes in the MCU. Like I imagine Doctor Strange and Iron Fist would have a decent amount to talk about because they're both the crazy cities and the things. And I imagine Doctor Strange would be able to set this kid straight on so many things.
Absolutely. God.
Not take any of his nonsense. And I would love to see.
Who gives a care that you're the little Iron Fist?
I know. I would love to watch. Oh, speaking of, have you seen the Infinity War trailer?
I have, yes.
Oh.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Delicious.
I was so pumped by the end of that. Oh my gosh. It just got me so excited. I don't think I realized how iconic the score for the Avengers was.
Mm-hmm.
Like when it comes in at the end, I'm just like, man.
Yep.
I'm so excited for that.
It's gonna be good.
And we still have Black Panther to see before that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm so pumped.
There's a lot of good movies coming out in the next couple of months, thankfully.
Yes. There are 10 comic book movies in 2018.
Jeez.
Which is absurd.
That's quite absurd.
and I'm probably gonna see all of them.
Yep.
Just like 2 mutant movies, Aquaman.
Mm-hmm.
What do we got? We got the Avengers, and we've got Black Panther, Deadpool 2, I think.
Yeah, Deadpool.
Goodness gracious. Something else is happening. I feel like there's another DC one happening, right? Aquaman and something else.
I heard. Well, probably no. That's probably. I was going to say Suicide Squad 2, but that's not coming for a while.
Yeah. Or ever? I don't know. We'll see.
Or ever.
Their plan. I feel like their plan and their
DC's just going to crumple in on
their future changes after each movie release. Like it just.
I mean, there's Star Wars, but that's not a comic book movie.
That's true. Yeah. That's gonna be fun.
That's gonna be fun too.
Yeah. Anyway, we're not Punisher.
Yeah, that's right.
Another complaint I have about this one is that I think there's more sex in this one than any of them, except maybe Jessica Jones.
And they just happen. Like it's not even
they just show up. Like they just what? We just opened an episode on these two.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why?
And one of the gripes I have is like I didn't really care about Madani or whatever her name is, like the agent. She was, and her partner. Her partner was even less of an interest.
I'll say I liked them a little. I liked them more than some of the other cops we've had. Yeah. Like, was it Misty Knight? Yeah. I've never liked Misty.
Yeah, no, she's not that great. I agree with you.
She's just angry and doesn't understand what her jurisdiction is, and I don't like any of it at all.
Let us help you. Let us help you. That's like every other phrase that comes out of her mouth.
Right, and then what are you gonna do, Misty?
Yeah, please.
Nothing. Hopefully she'll do something. Hopefully she'll get a really nice cybernetic arm now, and she'll be cool again, or for the first time. So I don't know.
First time.
I was alright with Madani though. I feel like she was a little bit more intelligent than a lot of the side, police officers we've had in the past, and useful and good. So I was alright with it. I really was, and I was not okay when Sam died. I was like, no.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I was like,
someone has to die, obviously.
Yeah, and I wasn't that pulled into the whole relationship they had. Like, they had a bad boss that they had a conversation with, and then like he's covering for her, like on his career. Like, come on, what are you doing? It's not that big of a connection there.
Yeah,
like I could see it progress, but at that early, it's like you don't owe her anything.
That's true. That's accurate. But they were friends. They were friends, Eddie. Yeah. Sad. I hate that crap. It's like I hate.
Somebody has to die.
Somebody does, and like a lot of these series have someone die at like midpoint, or they have a reveal and a death at midpoint, and like
Stranger Things too.
Like that. Well, I mean, even specifically Netflix Marvel series, like Luke Cage. I think it was episode 6 that Cottonmouth died.
Right. It was like the exact halfway point.
I was like, come on. He just got interesting, and you killed him. Yep. That's exactly how that worked. That's the same way it worked with the dirty cop in that show.
Yep.
Like a couple episodes before. It was like, oh, he's got a family and he's got all these feelings, and then he dies like 2 minutes later. And I'm like, and then we finally understand why Cottonmouth is the way he is, and then he dies and gets replaced by useless villains. I mean, nothing.
Useless.
Gosh.
Is the correct term.
Oh, and then in friggin' Iron Fist, the midpoint is when we kill Ward's dad,
right?
And he comes back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like,
shocking.
Anyways, let's talk about characters in this. So we've got the Punisher. He's punishing things. We come in on him, and he's done his punishing.
Yeah.
We get his montage at the front. It was just great. It was good, nice. And then he's just kind of hanging out. He's still angry and upset, and I guess he doesn't really understand why, or maybe he does. I don't know. He's just living with being upset.
Yeah. And his flashbacks that he has
right
every night that he sleeps.
Gosh, yes. Ugh. And so he's just hammering walls.
Just move on. It's okay. Yeah. Just hammer your walls.
Just trying to break through his walls in his mind, but he can't.
He can't.
And so yeah, he's doing that. I love the first episode.
Yeah, it was. Good. It was a good introduction.
I wish the episodes had been more like that. Just like a nice, closed little story. Mm-hmm. It had nothing to do with the rest of the series.
Nope, absolutely nothing.
All it did was show that David's character knew who the Punisher was.
Yeah.
And that was it. But it was just great. It was good. It showed him not giving a crap about anybody until something happened to a kid, and then they decided to kill someone at the wrong time because he was there, and he doesn't like it when you kill people in front of him, especially if he doesn't agree with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then he kills those guys.
Or they give him a sandwich.
Right? You know? And then he went and killed a bunch of mobsters. It's just like, yeah, why can't we have more of that? I love it.
Punisher, can I be your friend?
It was great.
I was saying that through the whole movie, like even with like what's the nerdy guy, Matt, I think his name was.
The nerdy guy, David?
Yeah, David.
Yeah. David Lieberman. Yeah. I like their relationship too.
Oh yeah, their interaction was great.
I think they were perfect because neither of them really wanted to be where they were.
Absolutely.
But they understood that they kind of had to be. And so that was good.
We have this big macho guy and this little computer nerd.
I enjoyed that.
It was a great interaction.
Quite a bit, yeah.
I do wish there were more like scenes where the Punisher was laughing. Like he's just a big broody man the entire time. And that's fine. Accurate. Yeah. But, have a little bit more of the laughter.
Yeah.
And the interaction, the joking.
Say some puns.
Yeah.
Get some one-liners when you kill people.
And then immediately drop the laughing and just about to break his face off.
Yes.
Come on.
Oh, it's good. But yeah. So yeah, we have Punisher. Mm-hmm. I expected something else to happen with the guy that he befriended in the first episode, but nothing ever did.
Yeah, nope, he never came up again.
Yeah, that was strange, just because, I like that.
Yeah.
I wish we had more episodes that were just contained stories, or groups of episodes that were contained stories. I like a lot of the things that happen in this series. I just wish they hadn't stretched all of it out over 13 episodes. Mm-hmm. Like, give us an arc with Billy for a couple episodes. Give us an arc with that weird kid who blew up a bunch of places for a few episodes.
Yeah, that was I found that kind of weird.
It was just a random thing they threw in to help stretch out
the
things and to paint the Punisher like a terrorist again and like all of these things. It was just, I wish we could have finished one thing.
Good old Lewis.
Moved on. Yeah, Lewis. We could have had 3 nicely packaged stories within these 13 episodes, but instead we got this one long one with a few distractions in it, which I don't feel like was as effective. Because like David and I talked about once how Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. does their seasons. Mm-hmm. And that it's not all one story. Usually there's a story, there's like 3.
Yeah, small arcs in an over arc.
And like I think that would benefit these stories so much. Another bonus to this series is that it wasn't a 13-episode origin like Iron Fist and Luke Cage were.
Right.
I think that's something that helped work in its favor and allowed us to just see the Punisher being the Punisher, because they didn't. The same thing with Daredevil. his wasn't an origin story either.
Right.
It was. I mean, you can call it an origin story of maybe his costume, but episode 1, he's out doing his thing.
Yeah.
Beating people up, getting information, threatening criminals, doing what Daredevil does.
And it helped that we had a big introduction of the Punisher in the first half of season 2.
Exactly.
Daredevil.
Exactly. So. And I think Daredevil season 2 is a good example of what we could be having and should be having in these series in Marvel, is that have 13 episodes, put some other heroes in there. Mm-hmm. Like, we can do that now with the movies. Yeah. We are comfortable enough doing that. I feel like we can do that now in these these series as well.
Especially
easily.
with the Defenders having been filmed. Come on, Netflix.
Precisely. I mean, Daredevil season 2, we got Daredevil, we got Elektra, and we got the Punisher. Mm-hmm. We got all those things, and it worked well together. And it established the Punisher as who he is, so that we could enjoy just having 13 episodes of him being in the Punisher whenever we got to his series, which is cool.
Yeah.
Karen's
fine, but she's not.
Oh, Karen Page?
Yeah. She's not that important. I mean, she is. She runs the freaking, newspaper. She's not a superhero.
Yeah, that is exactly true. I like seeing her again. I was wondering if we were going to see Claire again, but I guess not.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was like, they're going
to
bring him.
Yeah,
they're going to bring him to the Night Nurse.
Yeah, but that would, if they were to do that, they would probably have to put Luke Cage in, because I'm pretty sure they're still together, right?
Probably.
I think that's what happens at the end of it. And so, I don't know. So, yeah. It's bleh. But I did like Karen Page in this. Spoiler alert, she's in it.
Oh my god.
She's really cool, though. I enjoy her character a lot. She's pretty tough and neat and fun. And
she don't care about no terrorists.
She don't care about no terrorists. Not a one. And she's a good humanizing element for...
Frank Castle.
Peter Castiglione. Pete.
Big Pete.
Yes. So yeah, she helps ground him. She gives him something, I guess, to want in life.
Yeah.
They have
that permanent protection marker that he
romance.
Can just look at.
Yeah, gotcha.
Like the beacon of hope.
Yeah. Someone that a bad guy can threaten to get him to do something.
Right.
All these things. What else we got up in here? So we were introduced to... So we get more of the backstory of his time in the Marine Corps, and we get introduced to all of his friends and buddies from that. We get Curtis Wilson? I don't remember. Was that Kurt or Curtis? Who is a friend of theirs from the Corps, who got his lower half of his left leg blown off.
Oh yeah.
So he runs...
Curtis Hoyle.
Okay, gotcha.
Oil.
Sure. He runs a I guess a PTSD group.
Yeah. It's a support group.
Oh yeah, or just like a veteran support group, I guess, not necessarily PTSD. He's really cool. He's neat. I'm really glad he didn't die. He was real close.
Yeah, he's multiple times.
Oh, gosh. I was
like 3 times, I think he was close
when he walked into that house, I was like, why are you here? Why are you here alone? You're obviously going to get hurt. They better not kill you. Yeah. I'm just like...
Next scene, we have a bomb strapped to his chest.
Yes, gosh. I was like, Curtis...
Oh, man.
Curtis, lie.
Curtis, don't die.
Gosh.
Beat him with your prosthetic leg.
Yeah. And we mentioned Madani and Sam Stein. So Madani's a Homeland Security special agent, fairly high-ranking agent, and eventually becomes the head of whatever section she's in.
Right.
Because the Punisher kills her boss.
Because he's a bad person.
Right. He's a bad guy. He's not the guy we're introduced to. And I'm just trying to piece everything together in my mind, so I can explain everything. Let's see. So while they were in the Corps, one of their higher-ups assembled a group that he called Cerberus?
Yeah.
And they called Cerberus, and...
Performed illegal operations.
They essentially... they were headed up by an agent from the CIA, who they only knew as Agent Orange. He would essentially assign them to assassinate certain people.
High-value targets.
That's the word, yep. And we learned later on that what he was actually doing was just he was funding an illegal assassination ring through heroin. Whoever they killed, they would stuff with heroin and send the heroin back to the U.S. They were selling it that way to fund their little project. He was essentially, and we assume they were essentially pocketing a lot of the money. And we learned that the higher up guy was in on it. He's the one who dies in Daredevil season 2, I'm pretty sure.
Probably.
So, like, in Daredevil season 2, we get like this tiny little arc of the Punisher where we think he's killed at least the main guy, the reason that his family was framed or killed or murdered, which was one of his higher ups in the Marine Corps,
right?
Who we understand as having something to do with drug trafficking. In this, we learned that he was in the scenes where Frank and Billy are taking orders from a military guy and the CIA agent. Mm-hmm. The military guy is the one who dies in Daredevil season 2.
Okay.
He's the one who Frank Castle kills. I recognized him. I was like, okay, cool. And then one other guy, and he just picked up his drink and his coaster came with it.
Nobody saw it.
Nope, not a soul. And so, right. So those two guys were in on it. The one who died in Daredevil season 2 and Agent Orange, and the mortician was in on it. That's the, oh gosh, what is his name?
You're going way too far back for me.
No. He's one of the people that they kill in this series.
Oh, okay.
He's oh gosh, the kinky dude with the dominatrix.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Him.
Yeah.
He was in the military, but he was like a mortician. So he was the one in charge of looking over, making sure the bodies got stuffed with drugs, sitting in the back. Yeah. That was his part in all of it. Marty something? Bennett maybe?
Bennett.
Sounds about right. And at first we were led to believe that it's just those three. And the big reveal in the middle of the season is that Billy was in on it as well. Mm-hmm. Billy is, in Frank's words, I guess his best friend, one of his brothers in the Marine Corps. Yeah. Also, Curtis, the one who got his leg blown off, he went home early, so he didn't see the worst, all the bad, basically, of what was going on with Cerberus. Basically, everybody in Cerberus was just kind of messed up when they got home because of all the killing.
Yeah, and the torturing that they did.
Yeah, all of that stuff. So, anywho, Billy.
Billy. Oh, Billy boy.
We're introduced to Billy. I look at him and I'm
You're
like...
an attractive man.
I'm like,
Aren't
Billy.
you, Mr. Billy?
I didn't look him up because, like, something I got in a bad habit of doing when I started watching Arrow was, like, because David pointed it out to me, too, in Arrow, anytime anyone introduces themselves in a DC series with their full name, first and last name, they're obviously a DC character, and you can look them up, and they probably have a double identity as a villain or a hero.
Right.
And so, like, I would do that sometimes, and I got spoilers because of that, so I just didn't. I was like, Billy Russo, I could probably look something up and get something, but I won't.
I did that.
Yeah, I imagine you did.
There was something.
Yes, there was. It's a big thing, and I'm like, huh. I saw him, and I was like, Billy, you seem like a good guy. They're probably going to make you a bad guy.
Oh, man.
I hope they'll make you a bad guy. Please be a good guy.
Nope.
And then he did one good thing, and I was like, oh, maybe he is a good guy. And then they kept showing him doing good things, and I was like, nope.
This is going into a bad direction.
This is bad.
Too much good.
He's donating money.
Mm-hmm.
He's helping out special agents.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. I was just like, no.
Yeah. Veterans that are suffering from PTSD.
He's obviously really upset that Frank is dead, and then he learns that Frank's alive, and he's like, "Well, my buddy, I can help you." And then he's in the car with Agent Orange, and I'm like, "No, Billy, why?
Billy, why?
Billy, why?
He's a bad guy."
Yes, he's such a bad guy. He's such a bad guy.
He's like the worst guy.
He is, and I'm like, no. He's the worst because he's like, he's probably the most sane of all of them. Mm-hmm. Like, easily, except maybe Curtis.
Yeah.
Curtis seems to be pretty alright.
Yeah.
But like, because he's the most sane of all these war criminals, he's the one who's been able to handle all this and keep his stuff. And I'm like, that's nuts.
And
like,
helping other people actually overcome their own.
Yeah, he's just making a very solid decision to be a horrible person for that money.
For that money, though.
And they do there's an attempt to make us feel a little bit sorry for him, but also see kind of how vindictive he is when he's visiting with his mom.
Yeah. Oh, Lord.
I was like, man, that's
you're a really bad guy.
Yeah, just terrifying. Jesus. Like, I understand you had a rough childhood, but gosh. Gnarly. Yeah, no, just a crazy human being. Ugh. And I was just hoping he was going to kill him, but he didn't. I'm like, why would you not kill this person? Why? Why would you have
a season 2?
Why would you give him so much
just to be vindictive about
reason to be evil? Yes.
Go get revenge, Mr. Billy.
You created a supervillain for you.
You wrecked his face.
You just Batmaned this whole thing. You created your Joker. This is whew. Yeah, so spoiler alert, he doesn't kill Billy.
Nope.
But he wrecks Billy's very pretty face.
He wrecks it so hard, and it made me cringe up
from
the sight of what happened. It was very brutal. Also, very brutal.
The first thing that happens, he gets shot in the mouth.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there doesn't seem to be any exit wound.
Yeah.
So I'm like, the whole time he's talking and yelling, I'm like, there's a bullet in your jaw.
No, he spits it out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was a tooth.
No, that was the bullet. Like, he was kind of feeling around for it, and then he was like, he spat it out on it.
Gosh.
I assumed that was the bullet.
Yeah,
I thought it might have been a tooth.
That
but I was
makes sense. Oh man, just a big hole in your face. Oh. So anyway, he becomes Jigsaw, is what he's set up to become. That's his villain name.
Sorry, I want to play a game.
Yes, precisely. Yeah, he's got a crazy looking face, or at least one of the comic renderings of it. I don't know.
Yeah, I saw his. That's when I looked it up. I looked up like 3 episodes before the final episode, and yeah, I saw his face was pretty messed up, and I'm like, oh, something's gonna happen to his face, and it most certainly did. Thank you, Frank Castle.
Yeah, goodness gracious.
It was really bad.
Yeah, Jesus, just all the glass and all the cuts, and the scraping,
raking its face downward.
Yeah, again, this show's very, very gory. It's very graphic, very violent.
Yeah.
Don't let your kids watch this. Don't let me watch this.
Lots of blood, all over the place. From Punisher, from his enemies.
Yeah. Who else is in this? So we mentioned the Agent Orange. We mentioned who's what's his name? Something Rollins.
Rollins is what he's known as.
Yeah, that's
the Agent Orange
name. Yeah.
Who gets his eye knocked out by?
Yeah. Oh man.
The person I was watching it with was like, I think he just popped his eye, and I'm like, I don't know. It didn't look like, but no, he definitely.
Yeah, no, it definitely did. It didn't look like that. It just looked like he punched him in the eye. But later on, we see that he actually went blind in the eye and has a big scar. And I was like, oh, dang. I don't want to be punched by the Punisher.
And then he got mad and wanted revenge for his eye.
Oh.
Poor guy.
Oh, man.
I really like Speaking of Rollins, I'm just going back to imagine, like, scenes playing in my head. I like the separation that they had between the soldiers and the guy at the computer, like watching them run and fight, because not only did Rollins do that, but David did as well. He was watching the Punisher go do his thing. So it was like 2 guys at computers fighting with real people, acting like it's a video game or something. It's pretty good.
Right.
It's like, there's an obvious separation there.
Definitely. And like I enjoy a couple of other side characters I liked. The guy who I guess is the head of Homeland Security, Rafi.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's really cool. And the head of the CIA, the female.
The lady. The old lady.
What is it? James? James is her last name.
Yeah.
Yes.
Probably.
James is her last name.
I'm bad with names. I have descriptors for names.
Pretty sure that's accurate. She was really cool. I liked her a lot because she was a little twisty at the end, She kind of covered things up, but like she also had a firm grasp of like she seemed like a good person who was doing
Marion James. Yes, that's what her name is.
Doing things for the right reason, and she just didn't know that she inadvertently hired a maniac to be her right hand. Maniac. Gosh.
Maybe not a maniac at first, but after he lost that eye, man, he
definitely
went crazy.
That man is nuts.
Eye for an eye. He probably took it to heart. He did take it to heart.
Yeah, and speaking of Madani, the whole reason she's even involved in this, she's trying to get justice for one of her associates, because she was in Kandahar as well at one point, and where the military was, where Frank Castle was when he was in Cerberus. Zubair is his last name. And that was one of her associates who was an Afghani, and who was he was a police officer.
Oh yeah,
he was a good guy. He discovered that they were doing this heroin thing, and he was trying to bust them on it. And so the Agent Orange guy framed him as a terrorist and assassinated him, killed him, tortured him, and killed him. And had Cerberus kill him. And
that was recorded.
Right. Yes, that's the big thing.
What exploded everything into motion.
Right. So it's just this big conspiracy thing that several people are trying to bring to light. David tried, when he found the video, he tried to release it to someone. He sent it, I think, to Madani first. And for that, he was shot, killed, presumed dead by
the guy that got murdered by the Punisher.
Right. That one guy in this show.
That one guy, the head of the...
What was his last name?
Wolf,
Son?
was it?
No, maybe it was Wolf.
Let me check. I'm just looking at my phone now. Yeah, Carson Wolf.
Carson Wolf. He was the head of that little section of Homeland Security, and he was essentially paid off by the CIA guy, by Agent Orange, to keep things quiet. And so he's the one who killed David, supposed quote unquote killed, because David survived. And he's the one who's like has basically been trying to keep Madani from learning anything more about her case. So just covering stuff up for them. So he was one of the first people that we got to watch the Punisher kill.
Yep.
I love how smart he is. I love it.
Carson or Punisher?
No, the Punisher.
Yep.
When he when he went to kill him, and when he tied him up, when he shot him in the leg, and it was obvious it was the last bullet in the gun, and he put it back in. Yeah, and so he let him...
There's no bullets left.
Yep. And he was like, no bullets, idiot. And he just killed him. I loved it. Oh, my gosh.
And that made Madani's interest peak even more because Carson died.
Yes.
Because he was the bad boss that she had.
Correct.
And drew him and Scotty together, or Scott, or whatever his name is.
Stein.
Jesus Christ. Sam
so
Stein.
Close. Yeah.
These names.
You're in the ballpark. But yeah, no, it's... And like just everything we've just described could fit all neatly in a few episodes, but they just kept taking turns to stretch it out. Like they took an episode to get the Punisher a bunch of guns.
Yep.
And I'm like,
a whole episode that he stole from the CIA.
We could have done this so much more simply. Yeah. But yeah, he just stole the entire shipment.
Didn't have to do that.
No.
Maybe David could have had a stock that he hacked into his mainframe or whatever.
Easily. I just...
No, we have to make an a very extravagant arms deal that goes wrong, and the Punisher gets the guns.
With a strange car chase.
From the Greeks, as they said, 4 times.
Yes.
Who cares?
Yeah, there's a lot. There were. I think most of the drug busts and arms busts were all set up fake things.
Yes.
To get someone. There was no actual police work done here. It was just a bunch of people setting traps for other people.
Yep. It was lots of stings. We got a beehive.
Yes,
over here.
That's the word, sting. Oh man. Yeah. So that was pointless, and then, like we said, we had the whole arc where, the Lewis kid, Lewis Wilson. He goes insane, basically, and starts blowing stuff up, and because he's he can't adjust to
They're taking our guns.
Life. Yeah, that nonsense. That guy who died. What a snake.
What a snake.
Gosh, what a... Referring to there's a guy that attends the veterans group and just dogs on the government and the system.
Oh man,
for taking their guns.
Yeah,
and all this
it's
nonsense.
your typical
just like,
Southern.
Who are
they're
you?
taking our guns?
Yes, and we end up finding out that, or Curtis finds out that he never actually saw. Like he claims that he served in Vietnam and all this stuff, but he never actually saw any combat. He signed up after Vietnam.
Yep.
All of that was fake. He was just this fake person trying to incite.
Never fought in a war.
Riots and all this. Yeah, just dumb. So he dies.
Yeah, he gets...
Lewis kills him. And then... Lewis is so messed up.
Yeah, that was the breaking point.
Living in a hole, yeah. That's where he was like, well, I killed this dude. I might as well kill a bunch of dudes.
Yeah.
And that's what he attempts to do. And so we get like 2 or 3 episodes, really, of like him just making it more difficult for the Punisher to do what he was planning to do.
Yep.
Twisting intrigue and making a giant tapestry out of this simple storyline.
Unnecessarily.
Yes. And then there's an episode that I really liked, which happened because of this, but could have been done, feasibly.
In a not 45-minute episode.
Right. What was this? Or could have been done in a different situation. Like we could have had a cool episode like this without having to add in Lewis's part and all this extra stuff. But it was the episode where they talk about what happened in the hotel room.
Yeah.
That was a cool episode.
Yeah. I
enjoyed that quite a bit. I like them retelling it a couple of times.
Back in time.
Yeah, getting different versions of it. That was cool. I just enjoy having Karen there. Seeing her interaction with the senator.
Oh man, the ending scene to that episode was really good. Whenever she's like filling for the wire. Like,
yes,
Frank's in front
that was
of them.
really cool. Yeah, gosh, that was cool.
Like subtle nods and head shakes and like directing him, and it's like, no, Karen, go, do it.
Yeah, gosh, it's good. So good.
That was a great scene.
and shows a lot of it. Shows his cleverness too. It's just like he's not an idiot. He's quite capable. He's such a capable, cool guy. The Punisher is.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's.
He's adorable. He's freaking adorable.
He's adorable.
It's like, especially when he's like giggling. I'm like, oh my god, why? Like there was only one time when he was laughing in this entire series, and it upset me because we didn't see it again.
What time was that?
That was in the middle.
I know there's the one where like, it's like after he like mistakenly kisses homeboy's wife.
Yeah, it was right after that. Yeah, because they
both just get drunk and they just
and they giggle about it.
Yeah.
And then David says something.
David says a bunch
Frank's like, "What did you say?" And like it bows up again.
Dumb stuff. And
then David wakes up gone in an instant. So sad.
David wakes up this next morning and is like, just forget everything I said. Don't. I love that. That was good. It was a good time.
But yeah, I wanted more of that. I wanted more interaction. Silly interaction.
Yeah, he does get pretty intense really quick on a lot of things. I'm thinking about it now. You see, he does.
Yeah, and he does look
with his own kids, with Zach or whatever is it? The other kid
like,
with the knife.
Yeah,
like,
that was pretty scary.
I hope she doesn't walk in. Like, please. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, whenever the Punisher gets kind of like discussy with someone, like, oh, what you gonna do about it? Like, he does this weird head bob thing. And it really agitates me because I noticed it. I noticed this between him and Rick from The Walking Dead. Rick does this all the time whenever he's talking to someone or discussing things that in his favor. And I didn't realize that he played Shane until like 3 episodes into The Punisher when he was doing. I was like, God, why is he so much like Rick? And I then my friend was like, oh, well, he was Shane. I'm like, they had probably had the same acting coach and it probably stuck with them. Like, it aggravated me so much because I even said that in the second season of Daredevil when he was, because he did it in there too. Like when he's talking to Kingpin guy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, his head bob is like
Wilson Fisk.
Yeah, Fisk. That's what his name is. I love him too. But
me too.
But he did that head bobbing thing, and like Rick did the same thing, and I did notice that he was Shane in The Walking Dead, and that's the only two things I've seen from either of those actors.
I'll tell you what,
the head bob.
Attractive bad guys, white attractive bad guys in suits just get the short end of all the stick.
It's true.
And all these, we just talked about Fisk, and it made me think back to Fisk's right-hand man who Karen Page murders.
Oh, yeah.
What is his name? I feel like it was like a Butler-esque name. But I liked him a lot, and he just died immediately.
This happened last time, too.
Yeah, no.
It was like, who created the Suicide Squad? Jeez. I still don't remember that.
Oh, Amanda Waller. I remember that. It's like, yeah!
Tune in next week to find out who Fisk's right-hand man is.
Yes. Yeah, but no, I liked him a whole lot, and he was just having a fun little conversation on the phone, and Karen grabbed his gun and killed him. Like, just nothing. Yeah. He just died immediately. Done. I was like, oh, done. And then the other besuited white guy with dark hair and a suit is Ward in Iron Fist, who ends up being a good guy, but he gets
he has a problem like, getting there, though.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And now we have Billy, who is also in a suit.
Yes.
Just gets his face raked down with glass paint.
Oh my gosh. Man, oh man. There aren't really any I guess it would be Shades in Luke Cage, but he ends out just fine.
Oh yeah.
I guess the example in that one would be Cottonmouth.
Yeah.
Cottonmouth gets screwed. Gosh. Jeez humps. So yeah, it's The Punisher. So, let's talk about David.
Okay.
I like David a lot.
He's gone for 2 years. Wait, wrong David.
Yes, wrong David. David Lieberman. Other David's doing great. I got some pictures from him recently. He's doing wonderful. Love you, David. You'll hear this in 2 years.
Yep. But he's a computer nerd. He hacks everything. He's living underground because, like, they presumed he was dead.
Right.
And he's not surfaced at all for a year, a whole year.
Yeah, because he wants his family safe while he tries to figure out how to bring to light the secrets that he acquired. And he's neat. There were a couple of character inconsistencies.
Elaborate.
Early on, so when the Punisher gets his arrow in the shoulder, and Curtis is sort of walking David through the process of like fixing that, like David the whole time was like, ooh, ooh, he's like real squeamish about it. And then later on in the series, he's like, I used to want to be a vet. I used to stitch up animals, and he's like stitching up something on the side of
his head,
of the Punisher's head. And I'm
You're
like,
right.
what is? Wait,
you're right.
That is incorrect.
I didn't even think about that.
What is this? I was like, shenanigans. It's been 2 days. What do you do? That was real strange to me. I was like, why?
No, that was really weird.
Yeah. I just whatever.
Yeah, that was honestly weird because I'm thinking like, oh, maybe it's because it was like going into him.
Yeah,
but
that's what I thought
pretty
too.
Much
but
a stitching situation. It's like almost as bad.
It's literally the same. I'm just like, that was weird. I don't know. I liked a lot of the tension with David and with the Punisher. Like I said, I like that they became good partners. Yeah. At the very least, they worked well together at the end of it. Oh, I was so torn up at the fake death of David.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, I was like, no, you did not just kill him.
It's like, oh no,
no.
His wife and children.
They just saw
have
him.
Gone
they
through
just learned
the second death.
Oh my gosh, I was like, this is the worst thing
they
ever.
They can't do that. He's not dead. There's no way.
I was hoping it wouldn't be, and then he wasn't, and I was like, yay! So much relief.
He's good at faking his death, apparently.
Someone I would have liked to have seen was Foggy.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been cool. Another something I didn't like is that we don't mention at all that Daredevil's dead. He's not dead, but to Karen, he is dead.
Right.
Just mention that at all. We don't have any conversation about that, which I felt would have been
a pretty interesting conversation.
Yeah, that would have been worth talking about. Because, I mean, like, Frank knows who he is, too.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean, they fought together.
Yeah,
so.
like, that something... There was nothing to that. No payoff anywhere, nothing. I was like, what? That's so weird. Because certainly he wouldn't be up and about already.
Yeah.
Like, we know he's alive, but he's...
Probably got to go through a healing process.
Yeah, he's probably got to...
With his chi.
Break his back and get himself out of the pit and something. I don't know. Fly back to Gotham.
You know, more in Electrisamore.
Yeah, I guess. I don't... I'm very interested to see what happens with that series, season. I'm super excited. Getting Fisk again.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I want to see with the Punisher more after this. Is I want to see him killing some mobsters.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see... That's what I hope will happen with what... So, like, Billy Russo, Jigsaw, in the comics is more closely tied to mobs than he was. In this, they made him... They gave him a much deeper backstory in regards to the Punisher, having them be friends and all that. Whereas I think what I was reading on, like, Wiki was just that, like, he was a mob... He was, like, a hitman for hire with the mob, and the mob would often hire him to do things, and they hired him to kill Frank, and he botched it, and so he botched it. He was still good looking at the time, and Frank was the one that made him not good looking, and so now he's just basically the arch enemy of the Punisher.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm hoping maybe they go that route with the new one, and that, like, maybe he gets involved with the mob some way, and we can give the Punisher more reason to go find some mob hideouts and shoot up a bunch of gangsters.
In the head.
That'd be great.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Other favorite moments? Good moments?
Let me think. I thought it was hilarious whenever Madani brought Frank into their home and to help him, because his mother was like, "What have you brought to our doorstep?"
Yes.
Like, well,
yes,
we brought an accused terrorist.
Yes. An alleged terrorist. That was pretty great. Just her reaction. What have you brought to our doorstep? I cracked up at that statement. I like how quickly her dad just accepted it too.
Yeah.
He's just like, hey, look, some terrorists we call freedom fighters. And I was like, okay.
But that's not the same thing.
He just had that. He went wide-eyed doctor. He was like, oh, someone I can fix. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Okay, what it is.
Yeah.
I really liked when the Punisher got super ready for all the Anvil guys that were going to come.
Oh yeah.
To their hideout, and he knew about it. That was cool. It was cool
gotta have the light bulb with the gun.
Yeah,
that's always a thing in like booby trap movie or montages or whatever.
I'm just like, yeah.
It's like ever since Home Alone.
That works. They did it in what they do it in they did a similar thing in Skyfall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. That just seems to be like a thing that people go to. It's like, oh, this is obviously not something that goes into a light bulb.
This will be cool. They won't be expecting it.
When they turn on the light, it'll explode.
Little do they know, all these guys have watched all those movies. First thing they do when they come in, they shoot all the lights. Yeah. They go night vision.
Oh, Lord.
Punch just like, cram.
Now I'm just going to have to go through the dark like I always do.
Yeah.
Just assassinate people like a ninja.
Yeah, that was really cool. It was fun to watch him kill all those people. I'm trying to remember how... That's right, they don't. So, because, like, originally he was going to find out from one of them, like, where Sarah was, like, where they were keeping David's wife and son.
Yeah.
And, like, he leaves one guy alive to do this.
Who he thoroughly,
He messed him up.
Yeah, Gosh. Can't move at all.
Oh.
Demobilizes him.
I've just been asking him as I went. Hey, you know where Sarah is? Nah. Hey, you know where Sarah is? Nah. Just like this. No, just saved one. He's like, I don't know. He's like, all right, cool. I believe you.
Yeah, that's another thing I admire about the show, is there were a lot of like pistol flicks, like smooth movements with their hands, just like pop, pop, pop. Like whenever you were just talking about, like whenever he's interrogating the fallen soldiers, he just like moves his arm a little bit and pops him in the legs, like, tell me. And then later on, Billy, he's just popping people in the head like it's nothing.
There were a lot of people who were very accurate with handguns.
And just like flicking the wrist.
Which is real difficult. Even like the Lewis guy, like...
Oh yeah, whenever he's going into the hotel.
Yeah, when he walks up the stairwell, hey, what's up? Just gets him in square in the head. Just like, I was like, holy crap.
Like, I haven't shot too many pistols, but I know there's just, like a little bit of kickback.
No, yeah, it is not. That is not a simple gun to aim. Like, well, essentially, the shorter the barrel, the less accuracy you're gonna have on a weapon, and it's just those things are not easy to aim. And everybody in this was the best shot ever.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap!
Nobody missed.
It's like, what's going on? Jesus.
But the smooth movements between shots was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And I guess it shows their trained army skills of holding handguns.
Goodness gracious. Yeah.
Because all three of them, well, all of the main people, Billy, Frank, and Lewis, all had army experience.
Yeah,
so
I did. Yeah, Billy
that could kind of explain the whole, flick of the wrist thing. But
Billy and Frank were in the Marines, and Lewis was in the army.
Yeah.
I think Curtis was also in the Marines, but I don't think we ever see him with a gun.
Nope, we don't, because whenever he's involved with the guns, he just opens a window for Frank to snipe through. Yeah. That's about it. And the only other confrontation he has is whenever he enters the house, which point he doesn't have a weapon either.
Stupid.
These situations can be talked out.
Oh man.
And I hate that kind of thing. Like it's like, oh no, we can talk it out. It's gonna be okay.
No,
well, I can help you. No, I'm afraid not.
Oh gosh.
Just have a gun for backup, please.
I can arrest you. How about that?
In New freaking York.
My gosh, yeah, no. Put a gun in your foot.
It's fine.
That's what we can do. Well, we're giving Missy Knight her cyber arm. Okay. We can give him a cyber foot. Man.
So whenever Billy had first come in, whenever he, on the last episode, whenever he was inside of Curtis's room, when he woke up, he had the gun that was supposed to be under his pillow.
Correct.
I was expecting him, whenever he grabbed his prosthetic leg, to like dump one out and like shoot him.
Yes, that'd be great.
I was so expecting that to happen, but it didn't happen, and I was so mad.
That'd be great. Just how Captain Barbossa keeps liquor in his peg leg. It's great.
Yeah, I was fully expecting that to happen, but it didn't. And I was sad.
Yeah.
Use your prosthetic legs, people.
Yes.
Hide weapons. It's okay. Because I was going on the... Billy always had his little assassin knife thing in his wrist. So I was expecting that to be turned around on him a little bit.
Nope. It just was not.
But alas.
He was... Man. Some people in this show live through things that I don't think anyone should live through. Like, I think Billy would have been dead a long time.
Probably.
Before any of that nonsense. And then the Punisher...
Oh my god, he gets screwed up so many times. He gets shot in the shoulder.
So many bullets in him. He
gets punched out of the craziness with special gloves that were probably like lined with metal or something.
Yeah, I was wondering why they were so special, what they were for.
Yeah.
I was hoping they would like spark up.
Yeah.
That would be super cool.
Like, does he have concrete in them or something?
Yeah.
No, I'm sure they were lined with metal or something.
Yeah, something of that nature.
Then he gets shot like 200 times.
Yeah.
It's fine. He's all right. He heals up.
So much in this.
Just stitch it up there, Mr. David.
Gosh. Oh, yeah. Let me see. What, aside from shortening it, what could have made this better? We've talked about a few things. I feel having more heroes in it would have been cool.
Mm-hmm. At least Daredevil. At least Matt. Or Foggy.
Well, Matt's not...
Oh, well, yeah, he's supposed to be dead, at the moment, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, having a couple people show up, or like some cameos or something, something. Or introduce something new.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, like, the Punisher was a new character in Daredevil season 2.
Right.
Why not follow suit, introduce some kind of new hero in this? Because we introduced a new villain, Jigsaw, or we toyed at Jigsaw. But why not give us something new, some new cool character that we could have hashed out some kind of small origin for? That way they could have their own cool show, and we wouldn't have to sit through 13 episodes of them trying to figure out if they want to be a hero.
And more money for Netflix. Yeah. Come on, where's the laws here?
Yes. Who could they do? I'd also love to see some of the existing, like, bigger MCU things. Like, even though I'm sure it would be very difficult, but, like...
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I think Night Nurse deserves her own little show on Netflix. She's been cool, like, everything.
Just stitching up people.
Give her her own thing. I'm sure her, like, ventures would be interesting and helping the peoples. Granted, we had a lot of it in, like, Daredevil and Luke Cage.
I'm trying to think of, like, who else could really be in this.
Well, I showed on my last podcast that I didn't have very much superhero knowledge to begin with. So.
I guess that's true. I think it might be cool to have, like, little throwaway villains or cool things, or like we had in Civil War. We opened with Crossbones. I think it would be cool to have a Crossbones-like character in this, like someone like, because we had Coppermouth, Cottonmouth and Copperhead, right? Copperhead, or was it Diamondback? And Iron Fist 2, not Iron Fist 2, and Luke Cage.
Cottonmouth was
the first one, but they were both snakes. The other one was Diamondback, the one that replaced him.
Okay, probably. Let's go with that.
I'm pretty sure that's what his name was. He was a crazy, scary guy who was scary for we don't know why, and was not well defined at all, and just had all this money and was this big gangster and killed a lot of people. And he walked into, like, a meeting and just shut up everybody. And I'm like, this is just a normal person. Why can't someone just shoot him, please? And then at the end of the thing, he was wearing a crazy, dumb-looking Hammer suit.
Right. Okay.
Or a suit from Hammer, made by Hammer Corps, to fight against Luke Cage. For a silly,
I don't remember that at all. I must have tuned it out so much.
Vendetta. It was so dumb. It was real bad. It was dumb. It was real bad. Just a dumb half brother with daddy issues.
Yeah. I remember that part. I remember it's like he was related to Luke. But
I mean, we had that. We've seen Thor.
Yeah, right.
Just anyway.
Who else needs a adopted brother?
Yeah,
interaction.
So dumb.
Loki is fine.
There's so many daddy issues in Marvel.
It really is.
There's so many. Peter Quill.
Yeah.
In Nebula and Gamora. Thanos.
Yeah. I was gonna say Thor, but that's TH names.
Yeah. Thor and Loki, and then freaking Luke Cage, and then freaking
Iron Man. Iron Man has daddy issues.
Iron Fist. Danny Rand. I'm like, what is it? Ward from Iron Fist and his sister, who's nuts now. Matt Murdock.
Yeah. Well, do we have father issues there?
He loves his dad, and his dad was murdered.
Okay. Oh, right. Right. The punching incident.
Yeah, I'd write that up as daddy issues. Yeah.
Yeah. Jessica Jones doesn't have parents.
Yeah, apparently not. I don't know anything about her.
We don't know her parental.
Gosh, yeah. I think the Netflix Marvel universe could deal with some happy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Use some happy.
I mean, that's the problem I had with Punisher. He's just so broody all the time.
I agree. He could definitely laugh a little bit more. That would be good. Maybe we'll see.
That's something else I could have said to make it better, but
maybe we'll see a little bit more of that. I want someone in this to just. That's why I would think they would all benefit from, like, one of the MCU heroes coming in and being like, "Man, you guys are real serious, aren't you? Calm down, buddy. It's all good."
Throw some Disney in there.
I feel like it would be a real, because I mean, like, again, we're in New York. There's no way they haven't at least heard of the other heroes that are going on.
Yeah, there's a gigantic building, like, bigger than all the others.
Right. But we also don't know where the timeline is in all of this.
True.
because like we know that Daredevil starts shortly after the events of the Avengers, which is 2012. So we don't know how far along we've gotten. Are we a year after that now? Are we 2 years?
Yeah.
I don't think there's no real indication of that
answer. Yeah.
And so like we don't know if there have been a whole lot of other incidents or not. We just don't know. I was hoping there was. Turk is in this. He's also in a lot of. Is he in all of the Marvel Netflix series? The black guy that runs guns.
I don't know if he was in Jessica Jones. I don't think he was in Jessica Jones.
But
he might have been. But...
He makes so like the Punisher when they're first trying to get guns. That dumb episode. They go to where they assume all the guns are, and they're gonna get them from Turk.
Right.
I'll just steal them from him, but he's like, nah, someone else took them off me.
Here's a pink sniper rifle.
Yeah. But the thing he says is, like, he's talking about the weapons, and I think Punisher's asking, like, why he doesn't have them, or what's up, or what's going on, and he's like, well, they're just super high-tech, they're harder for me to get, or some people have claim on them. And when he mentioned how high-tech they were, I was like, oh, maybe we're going to get some cool stuff, like what went on with the Spider-Man movie,
Homecoming,
where we've had people illegally trading weapons from all these incidents.
Alien tech and stuff like that.
No, they were just nice guns. I'm just like, come on. Like, that would have been an awesome way to just show people that we are still in the same universe.
Yeah.
We're just in a very, very gloomy pocket of that universe.
A very small
but I mean,
gloomy
like,
pocket.
What contrast would it be to just like we're on like a street scene, Punisher shooting up some people. There's bombs. There's a bunch of crazy stuff, and like just Peter Parker just swings by. It's like, what's going on here, guys? Holy crap!
Like, and I'm sure there's like a few Easter eggs that we haven't seen, but it's more like these need to be in your face to be like, oh, there's a connection.
It'd be cool. So like, I don't know. Don't know. I really hope one day they show up in one of the movies or something. I just want something. Like in Iron Fist, I keep saying Iron Fist, but in Luke Cage, I kept thinking the whole time everything was happening. I was like, isn't there a SHIELD agent running around in charge of like taking care of people with powers?
Nah.
What's going on here? that series.
Yeah.
I was so mad at Luke.
Yeah.
You're invincible. He shot you with a rocket launcher in New York. Which no one batted an eye out, by the way.
Nope. That's normal.
No cops, no FBI, nothing.
People are still watching.
Security, nothing at all. And I'm like,
going back on the harping of broody Mr. Frank Castle.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted him to go have that chicken dinner with him and his family. It's
too.
like, why not?
You know
why I can't.
No,
like,
I don't. Explain it, please.
Actually, just go have your chicken.
Yes,
go have a chicken with your buddies.
Yeah, it'd be good for you. Good for you to have a family.
I kind of I was just watching it. I was like, he's not gonna go in there, is he? And it's like, okay, you know why I can't. And like, please, Frank, go eat a chicken.
Let's go have fun.
Just please
grab Karen, take her on a date. Jeezums. Oh man, I think that's one of the reasons I like Foggy. Even though some people gripe at him, but I'm perfectly fine with him being around because he is pretty funny and lighthearted. And I'm like, y'all all need a dose of this, real hardcore. Stop
Get some of that Foggy dose.
Relax. Just like, please, like, whew. Just no, like, this is what I want. I want Captain America to meet the Punisher. Or any of those fools.
Yeah.
And just be like...
The Dark Avengers.
Yeah, now. Just be like,
like, oh, y'all are in the same boat now.
Y'all need to relax. Like, ugh.
Oh, man.
I thought about this while I was watching it too, and I was like, oh, now we've got yet another cool black guy is a friend of the white hero. I'm like, when is this gonna... I mean, we have Luke Cage, right? We have a good black hero, but I'm like, why do we keep having this dynamic?
Yeah.
So Punisher's got his black friend, Kurt. Tony's got his black friend, Rhodey. And Cap's got his black friend. Mm-hmm. I don't even remember his name, but he's Falcon.
Yeah.
And I'm like...
Well, hopefully the Black Panther...
That's true, we're getting Black Panther.
Alleviates
that's right. I'm
super
excited for that movie.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that too.
Super excited for that.
Go see it.
Then we'll just need some good, stronger, more fleshed out female heroes with their own movies. Getting there.
Almost.
So close. We've got what we got right now? We got Black Widow and Scarlet Witch.
Ugh, Black Widow. She's blonde and...
That's right, she's blonde.
Oh my god. I saw that. I was like, oh.
I don't know if I like this. I'm pretty stoked for the Captain Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Pretty excited.
I don't know anything about Captain Marvel.
I didn't either. I liked learning some things though. I've read some things about her character and I like it. I think it's gonna be cool. Yeah. But again, we need some of that lighter MCU in this field. I feel. Yeah, I don't want to sit through all this dark, brooding nonsense. Like, I feel like it works for only a couple of the characters, and it should be different for other ones. Mm-hmm. Like, we can't all be this character.
Right.
Because I feel like they're all trying to be this Punisher character, and I'm like, stop it. Stop it. It's okay for the Punisher, even though we still would like him to laugh more.
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of okay for Daredevil, but he kind of handles it a lot better, I think.
Yeah.
It's not okay for Danny Rand. He is the Immortal Iron Fist.
He is the Immortal Iron Fist.
He should be...
Do you know who he is?
In control of himself. Like,
oh my god, yes. He's trained
child
in martial arts for how many years?
Exactly.
That the epitome of martial arts is self-control, balance,
centering
wisdom,
yourself, like all of that. And he can't do any of that
nonsense.
None. He can't even fight very well. Daredevil kicked his butt. I wanted that fight to go on for 5 more minutes. I wanted him to just beat the tar out of him. I was so happy with that fight.
That was a great fight. That was really good.
And then friggin' Luke Cage, just decide to be a hero and go be a cool hero. Like, just be the cool guy who's having fun, defending the people in the streets, good times. Like, you don't have to be this... Have you ever watched Ultimate Spider-Man? It's a cartoon.
Not the cartoon, no.
There's a little bit of it on Netflix. It's worth watching. I don't know where it is on Netflix right now. I think it's actually the later season, so it might not be the best. But if you can find like the first season or 2, watch it. I love that series. It's really good. It's like... It's not attached to the MCU, but it's like a caricature of what it is currently because, we've got Nick Fury in it. Agent Coulson is there, and he's like... So Agent Coulson is basically in charge of watching over Peter Parker. Mm-hmm. So he's basically like what Happy was in the Spider-Man movie, only much better than what Happy was. And so he's like he's like the principal of Spider-Man's school and all that nonsense. And so Spider-Man is basically tasked with training another group of 4 teenage heroes. So he's leading a squad. It's basically like the Teen Titans for Marvel. So Spider-Man's at the head of the group. We've got Nova, who's like one of the Nova Corps, which you see in Guardians of the Galaxy. Mm-hmm. Got White Tiger, who's really cool. We also have Power Man and Iron Fist. So we have teenage versions of Iron Fist and Luke Cage, who are both really cool. And much closer to what I would assume the characters are like. Because Iron Fist is really in control. He's all about Zen, Chi, and all that nonsense. And he's like real chill. But he's also really good in the fights. And Power Man's really strong. And he's just not brooding. I'm less like, do this. Like, put this on my Netflix, please. Like,
yeah.
Oh, man.
I can attest that there is much brooding in these shows.
Anyway, 5 out of 5. It's great. I don't. It's good.
I would go like 3.5 out of 5.
Okay, whatever.
Maybe 4. 4 out of 5.
3.75 out of 5.
Too much water.
Yeah, no, it was too stretched out, but it was good. I would watch this before watching Iron Fist or Luke Cage yet.
Yes, agreed.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's good. Any further thoughts, Eddie?
Laugh a little.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah. Goodness. And again, I'll say if I didn't have to watch this for this review, I probably would have watched one a day.
Yeah.
Or maybe like one a week, just to be able to process things.
That's what I was doing. I watched like the first episode one day, and then didn't do it the next. I was still watching iZombie. Actually, gotcha. I finished that.
It just got canceled, didn't it?
I know. It just got renewed this season.
Oh, it just got renewed.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That's cool. I heard it got canceled.
Yeah. No,
that's good.
It's such a good show.
I haven't watched any of it, but I heard it's good.
Oh my lord! I was not expecting it to be as good
really?
as this.
Where can I watch it? Is it on Netflix?
It's a CW show,
which tells me it's probably on Hulu.
Probably, I would say so. I don't know.
I bet you the first season or two is probably on Netflix.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see. I know David watched it. David's the one that told me about it initially.
Yeah, he did.
Then like friends online told me about it otherwise, and I was like, fine, I'll watch this weird show. And then I watched first season was it was all right.
Right.
Then it really ramped up like on the second season. It was really good. I enjoyed it.
All right.
But after that, like I had to finish that before I started watching Punisher. So
gotcha.
I watched Punisher like episode, then I switched to iZombie, then another episode of Punisher.
Gotcha.
And then yesterday I watched the entire last 5 episodes.
Whew, must be rough. I think the most I watched in a row was 3.
Yeah. No, I really enjoyed the last 5 episodes compared to the previous episodes, I'll have to say. Yeah. Like I didn't mind binge watching those.
Yeah.
But the first few episodes were just like, oh, please hurry.
Yeah,
go faster.
They're trying to make 13-hour movies and they just shouldn't.
Yeah.
Make like a 4-hour movie and another one and put that in, like just give us that. Anyways.
Yeah.
I think it was good, worth a watch.
Definitely worth a watch.
But yeah, I think that's it. I think we did it, Eddie.
I think we did it.
Whew.
Oh man.
Let us know what you think about The Punisher. Let us know how you would fix the Netflix Marvel series. What you would like to see more of.
If you don't think it needs fixing, then don't worry about it.
Let us know if there's... Let us know what heroes you would like to see. Either heroes that exist currently in the MCU come in, or if you would like to see new heroes show up. If you think... Let me know if there's any other heroes in Marvel that you think would be good to make their debut on this series versus the MCU. I'd like to have a conversation about that. That'd be cool. But anyway, you can tell us all that or get in contact with us on Twitter at TNYKPod on Twitter. Those Nerds You Know on Facebook and YouTube. We have a Gmail. It's thosenerdsyouknowpod at gmail.com. You can find the podcast itself on iTunes and Podbean. And yeah.
And YouTube.
And YouTube, yes. Like, comment, subscribe, all those things. Give us a nice review. Tell a friend if you like the show, please. Thank you for listening. If you are, you're great. We love you all. Yeah, my name's Ethan.
I'm Eddie.
And we are Those Nerds You Know.
Bye.